for stopping by Love Mom on today and visiting with me in my kitchen and having this wonderful kitchen experience. I'm truly excited today because today is Thanksgiving. It is the holiday season and I adore the holiday season. From Thanksgiving to Christmas, I'm an absolute lunatic because I'm so excited and happy, and I wear the big things on my head, the antlers, all of it, because I love Christmas. Let me tell you, I love Christmas and I love Thanksgiving. I just love the holidays, period. I already have my fall decorations up outside. I am a crazy person, okay, around the holidays. So anyway, today is Thanksgiving, so there is a lot going on in my kitchen today. I'm not gonna, make it all one big video. It's actually gonna be a few videos, so don't worry, I'm not gonna bore you to death. So what are we doing right now for this particular video? For this video today, I am doing a very special Thanksgiving breakfast. I used to do this years ago with my children on Thanksgiving morning to give them something special. This is actually the first time I'm doing it for my husband because over the years during Thanksgiving time, we have the children come in and we have grandbabies and we have friends and stuff in the house. And sometimes on Thanksgiving morning, when the children and their family and the grandbabies are here, they expect eggs, bacon, French toast, pancakes, waffles, all that kind of stuff. But this year, the children weren't able to make it, so I'm doing something really special for me and the hubby, and I'm going to make poached pears for breakfast. Poached pears for breakfast, isn't that a dessert? Yeah, but I'm going to make it into a breakfast, and I'm going to make it a little healthier than what you normally see. Yes, pears are healthy, but a lot of times poached pears are, infused with maple syrup and sugar and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you a way to make it where it's just a little bit healthier, and we're going to put a topping on it that is absolutely delicious and healthy. Trust me, you're not going to be disappointed. Just give it a try. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's stay tuned and see what happens in the kitchen. Alrighty, my darlings, this recipe is actually going to start with some pears that I've already peeled. And you probably hear the music playing in the background. I'm trying to make it as faint as possible. But on Thanksgiving Day, I'm usually the only one in the kitchen. And so I play some music and I get, get into my groove. Now what I'm doing is a lot of times you'll see them people make poached pears whole. Well, because I'm making it into a breakfast, I don't want to make my husband work too hard to get to it. So I'm actually cutting mine in half. So I've cut off the ends and I'm just taking a small knife, as you can see. Hopefully you can see. Taking a small knife and I am cutting the core out very gently because I still want to keep the shape of the pear. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm actually going to make 3. He's never had poached pears before. Apparently. He told me that this morning. I was like, okay, well, let's try something new then. So we're going to, I'm just going to take some regular cinnamon. And I usually get my cinnamon from Penzeys, the little spice store, because they have, I don't know what it is about their cinnamon, but man. But but it's awesome. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't taste like everybody else's cinnamon. So I'm just going to sprinkle some cinnamon on top. You see I turned them over onto the cutting board and I'm sprinkling it on top. So I'm just going to let that sit like that while I get the liquid ready for it. And we've already taken the peels off. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these peels and turn them into something that's going to go into our sauce. So you'll get a chance to see that in a minute. Now I have about 3 cups of brown sugar. Now I know I said I was making it a little healthier, but let me explain. This is not regular brown sugar. This is actually the Splenda blend. So you don't get as much sugar in it. So we're going to go over to the stove and then start on our liquid, and then we're going to get started. My kitchen is extremely used, okay? I cook every day. So now we're at the oven. I'm sorry. So we're at the oven, and what I've done is in this pot there are 2 cups of water. I've already cut it on so that it can kind of start heating up. Now while we're waiting on that to heat up, we're going to take some honey not maple syrup, some honey, and I got this cute little about 5 ounces measuring cup that I bought. 30 tablespoons, which is roughly about 5 ounces, and I'm gonna pour that in to the water. That's just honey. Now, good trick, guys, if you put honey or maple syrup or anything into a cup, you don't want it to stick. Spray the inside of it, and you can do that actually with your measuring spoons and stuff too. Spray the inside of it in with little cooking oil, and it won't stick. See how easy all of that came out? No scraping. See there? Now, once you put your honey in there, it's going to start bubbling at the bottom. And so be ready. Have you a whisk ready. Be ready to start stirring that around. Okay, now we're going to take our brown sugar, and again, this is the Splenda blend, and this is roughly about 3.5 cups, and we're going to just pour all of that in. And like I said, this is a Splenda blend, so I'm using the Splenda blended sugar instead of regular brown sugar, because I'm trying to make it a little healthier. And I'm going to put that in there so that it can dissolve, and that's getting hot. And so you want it to, it's on high right now because you want it to get hot and kind of start boiling, but you don't want it to like boil. So now, as I got that in there, what I'm going to do is I actually have whole nutmeg. You don't have to use whole nutmeg, but that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use 3 whole pieces of nutmeg. Okay, you can use the ground one or the ground or the grated one. When you use the ground or the grated one, just put 2 tablespoons. Right now I'm just using 3. I'm going to drop that into the water, because what you're doing is you're just flavoring this with all of your other things. Now, I got my nutmeg in, and then I have whole cloves. So cloves are strong, guys, so because cloves are strong, you got to be careful. So instead of putting like a whole handful or whatever, I'm just using 4 cloves. Okay? You can use a couple of teaspoons of star anise. And then we're going to put in a couple of teaspoons of, what am I trying to say? Cinnamon. And I know we already sprinkled it with cinnamon. Okay, so we're going to put in, and you know, when we want the cinnamon to be infused in. And so usually most people use cinnamon sticks, and I just found mine. I thought I didn't have any. So instead of regular cinnamon, instead of a couple of teaspoons of cinnamon, we're going to use cinnamon sticks. Oh, yes. Score. So I'm just going to put 2 cinnamon sticks in there and let that bubble and boil together. I'm stirring it around with my whisk, and you see my little nutmeg piece keeps getting caught in my whisk. That's okay, just shake it out. And you stir it around in there with your whisk. And you can add a little ginger if you like. You don't have to. You can. I prefer not to, because I'm using so many different pungent spices, like, you know, I'm using the clove and the cinnamon and the whole nutmeg and the star anise. I feel like I don't need ginger. So now we're going to let that simmer for a little while, and then we're going to incorporate our pears. Okay, so now guys, this water has started to boil. I'm not sure if you can see. I hope you can. This water has started to boil. So what I'm doing is I'm turning it down to low medium or medium low. Okay. Then what you're going to do is drop your pears in. Make sure they are completely covered. We're just going to drop them in there. Real easy like. Okay, so we've dropped in our pears, and you see where they're floating around in there. They're going to soak up all that good flavor. So now that we've cut it down, all we're going to do is we're going to put a top on this pot. And I have this special top that I love that has little holes in the side, because it helps it to steam where it doesn't boil over. I love this little top. So I'm going to put this top on and let this steam for roughly 7 to 9 minutes, somewhere up in there, roughly between 7 and 10 minutes. So you're going to keep coming back and checking it. So now while our pears are simmering over here, And they are simmering and it smells so good. While they are simmering, what we're going to do is we are going to start on this sauce. So you see what I'm doing here. I've taken about a cup of walnuts. Just fresh walnuts, unsalted, anything like that, just raw walnuts. And I got them in a skillet and I'm toasting them. So I've put this fire on medium high because I just want to give them a little slight toasty taste. Then what you're going to do is, remember we said we were going to use the peels from the pear. So I'm going to take the peels from the pear and I cut them up a little bit more and I'm putting them in with the walnuts. Okay? Giving it a bunch of little, nice little dimensions of flavor here with these walnuts. It's going to be heavenly. Then you're going to take a half a cup of the brown sugar. Again, I'm using the Splenda blend. And if you don't want to use the Splenda blend, you can use coconut sugar. You can use regular brown sugar. I'm just looking for different ways to cut a few corners on being healthy since it is Thanksgiving. And we all tend to go a little overboard on Thanksgiving. And always after Thanksgiving, I got to put in extra time at the gym and go for some extra walks because I have really messed up. And there's nothing wrong with messing up every now and then, guys, or cheating every now and then. You just got to get back up and get back on the horse and get back to it. So now I have it smell vision. Oh my goodness. And it's basically kind of candying the walnuts with the pear peels without, you know, having to just drown it in honey and syrup and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so that's ready. So we're going to carve a little sauce for our poached pears. What we are using is a cup and a half of cottage cheese. I am using the flavored kind because I like the flavored kind. You don't have to use cottage cheese if you don't want to. You can use yogurt, Greek yogurt. You can use any of that. You don't even have to use sauce if you don't want to. But I like to, you know, kind of fancy it up and trick my husband into eating good stuff. So okay, so now in this cottage cheese, we're going to take about a handful of blackberries, which I've already washed, and a handful of blueberries. Okay, and then you're just going to fold those in together. Now, you're going to take some of your walnut and pear peel mixture and mix that in. Alrighty, our pears are done, by the way. So we're going to just take a little bit of our mixture here that we did with the walnuts and the pear peels, and we're going to put that in with the cottage cheese. It's going to give you good flavor. And you know, just a couple of spoons of it, and you're just going to leave a little bit more, a little bit left over because I'm leaving it for garnish is what I'm doing. You can put it all in if you like, but I like it for garnish. Alright, and then now I'm just kind of want to show you how to do the building of your dish here. So we're going to put our pears on the plate. I know I'm using a fancy one, but y'all know I'm going to take a picture of it in a minute. So I'm putting 2 pears, or 3, I'm sorry, putting 3 pears. Oh, one fell back in. And I'm using a slotted spoon to get it out because I don't want to get the water mixture out. And so I put 3 pears on that plate. You're going to take your cottage cheese and just kind of drizzle that over top. There you go. Oop, I got berries falling. It's alright. Okay. And then you're going to use a little bit of your walnuts to garnish. And there you have it. All right, my darlings, there you have it. We have made us a beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving breakfast. Made some poached eggs. Yes, I have my fork because I'm about to eat. We made some poached, I said eggs. We made some poached pears for breakfast, but we made them a little healthier by using the Splenda brown sugar brand. and blend, and we also made them healthier by using cottage cheese instead of whipped cream or heavy cream or anything like that. Instead of using syrup or maple syrup, we used honey, and we used an assortment of spices. We used some cinnamon, we used some star anise. Star anise is not hard to find these days, guys. You can find it in any grocery store now. Star anise, we used some whole nutmeg, and some people use ginger. I prefer not to. And we used a few cloves just to give it that little kind of allspice pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie kind of taste, you know. So go ahead and give this recipe a try. I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed. This is a heavenly breakfast. Heavenly breakfast. So I'm going to go ahead and eat mine. But if you like the recipe and you like what you saw today, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Yeah, over there somewhere. I think it's on this side, not this side. I'm not sure. You know it's on there. You can see it. But go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up and share this video with someone that's just looking for some different ways and different ideas to do some things a little differently. You can have your soul food, you can have regular food, you can have anything you like. But cooking is all about making it fit you and trying some new things out. Don't be afraid, guys, to take a chance in the kitchen. I love creating new things. My husband has turned into such a bougie person when it comes to food because of me. I've ruined him. I've ruined him for restaurants everywhere. Anyway, so anyway, today is Thanksgiving. Tell someone that you love them. Tell someone how thankful you are for them. I'm thankful for my friends and my family. I'm thankful for the opportunities and the things that God has done for me and continues to do for me. And I'm truly, truly thankful for you taking a chance and checking me out. So God bless you guys. You have a wonderful, wonderful morning and Thanksgiving, and happy, 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 happy cooking. And there's more to come because I got a lot more cooking to do today. So there's more to come. Thanks, guys. Happy cooking. Oh my gosh. That is really good.